Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with his Tuesday guest and good friend of the channel, Matt, the Lumberjack Landlord. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing super awesome, Mike. I'm super excited to be here on Tuesday, the
Yeah.
first Tuesday of the new year. I kept
Dude.
on having to remind myself that I'm at zero.
Yeah.
So
That's sales guy talk. We're all even today.
exactly.
Dude, it's 2 days of the year. What's going on?
I've notified some people that they've never been this close to me in the standings on the board.
I love that. Get ready to see my license plate because this is the closest we're going to be all year.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
That is so
Good
funny.
times.
Hey, so one of the things I wanted to do is you and I got an email from a student of mine who was so thankful for the Lumberjack kind of expense tracking that we added to get your money right.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to talk about it first, why we did that. And then we'll bring up the actual spreadsheet. So we'll go through actuals.
Sure.
But this is, I wish more people understood how important this was. Getting your money right was a foundational element that Olivia and I had to do 20 years ago so that we could get on this journey. If we didn't get our money right, we had enough money to get 3 units. And I've gone back, we may have ended at like 7 or 8. That doesn't, where I live, that I'm still working, right? I still have, I'm still sitting at 0 as a sales guy. It was the fact that we got our money right. We started lowering our expenses that we were able to save and get that income snowball that Dion talks about. So again, one of the students did the exercise. He made it his own. He's shared it with us. And he was very clear. He's like, hey, we lived comfortably. We didn't do things like this. And we were wasting $2,000 a month. And I'm like, yeah. So why don't you talk about how important it was for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's foundational to life, not just to real estate investing. There's so many people now that are in their 50s where they're like, holy cow, I've got 10 years before I retire.
Yeah.
You're not retiring in 10 years.
Yeah.
You're not.
You're going to be 60 in 10 years, but you're not retiring. Yeah.
Exactly. So I think that, that's the foundational piece that we can give to so many people that are in their 20s, their 30s, and even their 40s. If you're in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, this is something you must do as part of wanting to be able to retire. Yeah. Forget about the real estate investment stuff. No, if you're in your 50s, you must get your money right now, immediately, as soon as possible, PDQ, because you are going to need to retire in a few years. Yeah. So for us, what it really meant was, thankfully we were broke as a joke. So
it was a really short list you were tracking.
As far as like wants go, those weren't really on the list.
Yeah. Below the line.
Yeah. Wants was like extra gas.
Yeah. I bought more than 2 gallons at a time. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Fill up at once. No, there's a reason why the guy sees me there every single day. It's because I can only afford to put $5 to $10 in my tank.
Yeah.
So I think it's foundational to life, not just real estate investment. And that's why I'd put that spreadsheet together, was because people believe. I just did that with a couple, and they believe that their monthly expenses were about $6,000 a month.
Okay.
They spent $12,000 in November on $10,200 of income.
Not good.
No. I said, well, just so you know, the good news is you've got credit. The bad news is you've got credit. Yeah. And it's dwindling what you have.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing that I look at is imagine, and their house payment of that $12,000 was less than 20%.
Yeah. This is again, this is a spending problem. This is foundational. I love how you set this up, right? We both have a particular passion for trying to help people at the beginning, but there are so many people watching this right now that don't know what they spend, right? How much did you spend last month? If you don't know, you need to do this. Yeah. Right? Are you serious about becoming a real estate investor? If you don't know, you need to do this. Right. What we're going to show you here is somebody who had already, I think Roldan already had like 8 or 9 units when he started. Yes. He was already comfortable. Yep. And he said this was eye-opening. So let's bring up what he did, because he kind of made it his own, which everybody should.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We want to build on this and continuously make this better.
Yeah. So here it is. So again, just to orient folks, what you have down here are different worksheets at the bottom. It says June, July, August, and we'll go through a couple of these. You have a total of what the actual expenditures were. Up the left-hand side, you have the different categories that were important for this family. So you have, let's just go to the top. So you have groceries, households, restaurants, delivery, cars, books, just the thing, again, make it your own, but this is what they were spending on. And then of course, across the top, just days of the month.
Yep.
That is key.
Exactly.
This
every day.
Every day needs to be a
Every
thing.
day.
Second, this was done together, husband and wife. You can't, one of you can't do this and the other one just spends willy-nilly. You've got to be committed to do this together. And now a couple of things. So first off, their June total was 7. In the note that we both got, he said basically go check December, which we will do now together. Down to 4. That is recognition of what's going on. And again, we have each month there. If we were going back to November, it's 5. So again, what he's basically saying is after all said and done, he thinks his number now is 4,800. That's what he told us, which is a lot better than 7.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and I think the other thing too is that, like we always talk about 5,000. Nope. You don't know your number.
No,
then.
It's not 5,000.
10,000. Nope. You don't know your number then.
Right.
So do this. And what I will say is that for us, there's a range, right?
Yes.
Because we'll have, a $500 car repair, or we'll have in the winter months, we'll actually have a heat bill.
Right.
And so things like that, but at least understand your range. And you can, if you understand your range, his range now, he's between 38 and 48.
Right.
But his range before was between 65 and 75.
Right.
So know what your range is. And that will also help you. I mean, what it was interesting is you see how the June month was peppered with a bunch of literally eating out and food. And that's really what it was the most. And then just, miscellaneous stop offs at, Salvation Army and Goodwill and things like that.
Yeah.
And then you look at December, and December's like pretty immaculate.
Yeah.
Like there's not a lot there.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I didn't notice that. Yeah. Basically that's, you just never know what gets you. You're so right. Look at the 25 days that are here in December, but eating out 3 times. There's really snacking out really. I guess there's 2 eating out. And then in June, it was all over the place. Yeah.
All over the place. And you know what was really funny about that example that I just used of, 12,000 versus 10,000 income. In that 12,000 scenario, somebody works outside the home and literally every day gets breakfast and coffee on the way to work and then goes out for lunch.
There you go.
And it's like $35 a day. And that's not including dinner time. And then they eat out at dinner probably 4 or 5 nights a week.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're dropping $2,000, $2,500 a month on eating out. And I don't spend anywhere near that. And I've got more kids and I've got a lot more money.
Yeah.
But I have that more money because we keep an eye on this. So yeah, I thought that Roldan and his wife did an amazing job on really building this out, making it their own.
Yeah. So again, folks, what I would tell Getting Your Money Right was the second course I rolled out. It's the cheapest course I have at only $99. It is foundational. Yeah. It not only does all of this, but then it turns price into time, because too many people talk about gross income and net income. It's neither of those. It's disposable income, right? There's an example in there of 3 people, I think, making between 50 and 150K a year. And most people think the guy that's making 150 is the most is rich. And the answer is no. They've consumed. They don't have any disposable income. They're living on a fraction, right? A percentage point. So there are so many things in that needs versus wants. Again, you can get comfortable if you do something like this. The beauty of this exercise is it is foundational, but it teaches communication. And once it's a habit, it's not really that big a deal, right? We haven't gone back. Olivia and I haven't tracked our numbers like this in a decade, but we did it. We did it religiously for a long time. So. And then lastly, I have the email that he sent us here. He now says, so a couple of things. They were already financially comfortable, but this exercise saved them. It gave them an extra $2,000 a month, which is powerful. He now has his exact freedom number, which is again in the course. It's $4,745.58. Not 5K, not 6K. It's known. And he wanted everybody to realize that he wants, what did he say? It's just a testimony to getting your money right is key to the audience. So again, even if even if you haven't done real estate yet, but you're looking at it, you should jump into this one and get started. So,
well, if you can't do this,
oh,
you can't do real estate.
oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
If you can't do this, you can't do real estate, because I will be buying your house out of foreclosure. Guaranteed. If you can't master this spreadsheet, I will be buying your house out.
Yeah. You'll be a motivated landlord. Worst case, you're going to lose all your equity.
Yep. And there's the thing too, is it's like, do I have to start, bat phoning all of my tenants when they didn't pay on the first?
Yeah.
No, I let the process take care of itself. And when you have that process built in place, because you're not so hard up against it, like when things show up on the second and the third, and then maybe the check takes a few days to clear, I'm not stressing paying a bill out of that account.
Right.
Because I know it's going to be, and then because we saved the previous month. So yeah, I think that if you can't do this spreadsheet and get disciplined in this, you're not ever going to be good enough in the real estate side of things.
Yeah, you certainly will grow again, Olivia and I would have bought those first 3 houses without question if we didn't do this, just because we had it up front, we were committed. But yeah, we would not have grown because we just couldn't have. We didn't. No, real estate has surprises, and without this, we wouldn't have get anywhere. So Matt, how can people find you?
8:30 Thursday night, or excuse me, 8 p.m. Thursday nights with Mr. and Mrs. Lumberjack. We work with couples. So bring the spouse that's not sure. And ask the questions. There's no mocking there. Ashley, my wife, has come from a place of, she literally said to me yesterday when we were driving past one of our properties, she goes, "That's the one that I was able to get on board with." And I was like, "Really? We only did that one like 5 years ago." She's like, "I know." I was like, "Oh my word. It was worse than I thought." So yeah. So 8 o'clock Thursday nights on Lumberjack Landlord on YouTube. We love to spend some time with other couples and answer their questions.
Very cool, man. Thanks again.
Thanks, Mike.